Here's my, it's not even a recent purchase. I've actually had it for quite a while, but I have not had it in my, or I've owned it for quite a while, but have not had it in my possession. So what did I buy? I bought a 1960s Caterpillar D311 Series H generator. Why? I don't know. I have wanted a three-phase generator for a while. This one came up for sale, and I purchased it. It's actually been hanging out at a friend's house for a while, and I finally made it down there to pick it up. Well, actually, to get the trailer. I also bought the trailer separately. It is a military trailer. It just so happens that it fits this generator. It is a generator trailer. So I'll actually start with the trailer, and then we'll get to the generator, because this will actually be a package I will eventually sell, because I've since found something a little bit better that'll be here in a couple days. I don't know when I'll get the video out on it, but there will eventually be a video on it. So the trailer. The trailer is a generator trailer. I have recently become interested in military surplus stuff. Kind of interesting. It amazes me what the military sells. So this trailer was produced in 2011, and it was sold as surplus. I didn't buy it originally from the government, but somebody did. There was at least one owner in there. But the trailer itself, let me find the tag, the right tag, because military stuff has tags everywhere. So the trailer itself is a 2.5 ton trailer. Oh, here it is, over here. So it is a 2.5 ton trailer, M200A1 chassis. Manufacturer was Utility Tool. Empty weight is 2,015 pounds, and it has a cargo capacity of 5,000 pounds. Delivery date was March 2011. So, like I said, this is a 2.5 ton trailer. Obviously, it's military rated, so it can actually hold more than that. These tires on it are absolutely massive. They're basically like semi-steer tires. They're Michelin's, you know, nothing you would expect from the federal government. It is a pintle hitch, which creates some challenges. But to give you an idea how much this thing weighs, I've got my fork set up on the 4066 with the pintle hitch. And so the 4066 weighs 5,000 to 6,000 pounds, depending on how you have it set up. This trailer and generator combination weighs close to 5,000 pounds. So about all the 4066 wants. So this trailer is pretty awesome. The only thing it's good for is generators. Basically, it's designed for a military generator to slide in there, much like we've got the Caterpillar generator in there right now. And it does have air brakes. I'm kind of bouncing around a little bit here, sorry. It does have air brakes, so obviously you don't unless you have an air source, you do not have any brakes on this trailer. And like I said, it is a pintle hitch, so that's something to consider. And it has parking brakes right here on each side that work phenomenally well. You cannot move this trailer with the parking brake engaged. I tried to last night when I brought it into the shed. So, generator. We'll move on to the generator because it's the important part. So like I said, it's a early to mid-60s D311 engine, about 50 horsepower. It is coupled to an approximately, the late ones, supposedly were 37.5 kilowatts, so 37,500 watts, three-phase power. Best I can tell, and I'm still getting into the wiring. I'm not great with generators and power stuff along those lines, because I really have a hard time wrapping my head around power. I understand three-phase and single-phase, things along those lines, but I'm still very much learning power generation and all the parts and everything else. Bought it as a running unit, and actually the engine runs surprisingly well. I will actually try to put a video of it running at the end of this one. Unfortunately, it has a problem, but we'll talk about the engine first. So it came with a new starter. Starts really, really well. It has to have an external fuel source. That's what these lines are for. So right now they're just capped off. There's no major leaks that I can find. You know, it's the only one that might be of concern is it appears that the weep hole and the water pump might leak a little bit, but I don't think that's of too terrible concern at the moment. The only other things that I have found, well, now looking at it, looks like this appears, this hose is leaking. No? Maybe it doesn't feel like it. Doesn't smell like it's leaking. That radiator hose right there. I'll have to look into that. Got a little over, I don't know if you can see it, 3,224 hours on it. At least on that hour meter there. Who knows if it's original or not. I really don't think much about hours. And now I'm looking at it. Looks like there's an oil leak somewhere right there. I'll have to look at that. It's sat for a while. But I mean, overall, like I said, nice running engine. I'm not too concerned about the engine itself. I mean, even if it's got a couple leaks, we can fix that kind of stuff. I'm not too concerned about it. The problem is, when I started to run it, it ran with everything off. It came out of a construction company. They used it to power job sites from what I was told. And as I was running it, about, I don't know, 2 or 3 minutes into running it, smoke started coming out of the control box. That is obviously not good on a generator. Shut it down, smoke was coming out of the control box and the generator head area. So I have the covers pulled off. It doesn't seem like anything in here is burned or damaged. It just got a little hot. I do have some of the manuals for it. So I don't think, hopefully nothing's damaged there. But really nice thing about a generator trailer is you have steps to get up on it. So we'll get up here. Got me falling off. And basically up on inspection, I found this part is basically all the smoke's gone out of it. It's what burned. That part is what we call, or what the book calls, a reactor. I'm not 100% sure what the reactor does yet, but it has something to do with how the voltage is regulated. Like I said, I'm not 100% sure, but I did find another one and I got it ordered. However, the question becomes, is that the root cause of our problem or a symptom of the problem that we had when I ran it the first time? So that's where I'm at on that. This will be a long-term project that I got to work on over the next couple months. I don't know how many videos I'll do on this because a lot of this is me staring at it, trying to figure it out, staring at it some more, walking away. This is just not going to be a project that I'm really prepared to dig into because I don't know that much about generators. This machine was purchased for me to learn. Nothing more, nothing less. And like I said, the reason it is on the trailer is so I can sell it eventually. You know, just move it on down the road. Like I said, the engine, it's still a 50 horsepower Caterpillar diesel engine. The 311 engine was in lots of things. So, you know, the engine is worth something in this particular case. And all total, when you count the trailer and everything else, I've probably got $2,600, $2,700 into this whole thing. So really not that bad in terms of money. Obviously I'll have to add the parts into it and, you know, for my time and everything when I sell it. But I still think it'll be a decent deal for somebody in the end because I would really like to get a load cell, test it out, make it blow a little black smoke. If any of you follow the Small Engine Mechanic, he recently picked up a very large Caterpillar diesel generator with a turbo on it. I'd really like to get into one of those, but that's for another day because, I mean, when you get into that stuff, This generator alone weighs 3,500 pounds. You get into those bigger ones, they weigh so much. And 3,500 pounds is more than the 4066 will pick up. So you really have to plan your moves out and where you're going to put it and everything else. It just becomes a little bit of a challenge working with that kind of stuff. So I'm going to work on this. I got to wait for the part and everything. I got all the covers off. I may pull this back cover just to inspect everything in there, make sure there's not a short in there, but I'll do that a different day. I got all this pulled off. I may try to clean up those wires in there. You know, I got to figure out what all these parts do eventually. You know, just lots of little things. I got to figure out how it works. Let me walk around here. Nice thing about this trailer is you can just walk all the way around it. I'm going to try to do it without knocking any of my crap that I have on it off. You know, like I said, radiator's full or doesn't leak. I am concerned that might be a leak there. It doesn't smell like coolant, but now that it feels a little bit like coolant, so we'll definitely have to look into that. And it looks like it's dripping down. Yeah, it looks like coolant. But nice thing is that's just a hose right there. I mean, this is just a flex hose. So, I mean, that's not end of the world worthy right there. I'm almost a little bit more concerned with wherever that oil is coming from. But even then, I mean, it's a 50-year-old diesel engine. It's gonna leak somewhere. I mean, the oil is not low in it when I bought it. So let me move around here. I'll show you this side. I'll show you the controls and everything. So control wise, we have, this is our preheat right here. So you push this in, here it click, preheat. Start would be the other way. It actually turns over really nice and smooth. I don't want to suck too much air up into the system. This is the fuel primer right here. So the fuel pump, to prime it, basically, I don't want to prime it, but you pull it out and push it in. That primes the fuel system, so you're not having a airlock in the injector lines. Service timer right there. It's an hour meter, but in fact it's just a timer because it runs off the gear of the engine, so it depends on the speed of the engine. You have your vent for your fuel system right here. This right here is a fine control of your throttle. Basically, the throttle is back here. This is in the shut-off position if I was to open it up. So basically, if I was to push it down, so that would be full throttle. Basically, all you need to do to get it to run is you just have to have it somewhere in there. When I got it started the other day, that's where it was at. It is a 24 volt system. Like I said, you know, the starter had a lot of work done to it right before I bought it. It sounds really, really good. Like I said, I'm not sure if the reactor was something that I did or something from sitting outside or just being old. Not really sure. Wish I did know, because it would be really nice to know, you know, what the problem is. So back here we have a breaker panel. This is not stock. This is just a breaker panel somebody installed. So we'll have to, I don't know if I'm going to get rid of that or what, but I'm just going to run wires out of it, something along those lines. But you can even see down here, there's the original tag and everything. I may have to just get a picture of that and put it in the video. That's the only really serial number on the generator. You've got this tag right here. Basically the serial number, it's a 4-cycle, 4-inch bore, 5-inch stroke, no load engine RPM, 2,190, full load engine RPM, 2,000. Rack setting looks like plus 0.025. And then horsepower setting at sea level is 55. So 55 horsepower diesel engine. Basically, that is all of the information on the engine itself. So like I said, I don't know a whole lot about Caterpillars, but I've wanted something Caterpillar for a while. For those of you that watch Squatch 253, I just find his rebuilds fascinating, and all the stuff he does with Caterpillars. And hopefully once I get the new reactor here, I can figure out how to get this thing working, and then figure out a way to put it under load, make it blow a little black smoke, test it out, get it nice and warm and hot, and get it all cleaned up, and then basically sell it. And you know, I'll play with it for quite a while, and you know, somebody can come pick it up on this trailer, and we don't have to worry about loading it or anything. So, but that is my newest purchase. Questions, comments, leave them below. Like I said, I'm learning electricity. It's one of those deals that it's something that I'm just not very good at, but I very much learn by doing. And this is my current tuition for my most recent desire to learn. So that's what I look at most of my project as. They're either tuition, which I don't necessarily intend to make or lose any money on, generally lose money for the most part, or it's just part of the hobby. So like I said, questions, comments below. Thanks for watching.